to my ride to work in beautiful Northern California, where the sun is out today. There's clouds in the sky, but there's no rain coming down. It's weird. All right, haven't worn these sunglasses in a while. Oh man. But yeah, this is my morning commute, where I'm just gonna tell you some stories, tell you some thoughts, try to give you some inspiration in your day to better yourself. And in doing that, I think everybody bettering themselves will end up helping the masses. It starts with each other, though. It starts with each individual. I'm a big time sports fan, and I love the Lakers in basketball, and they just did the most fantastic thing that they've done pretty much since they signed Shaquille O'Neal in free agency. That's what I'm comparing it to. They got rid of their GM, and they took Jim Buss out of the executive vice president role and hired Magic Johnson, former Laker player Magic Johnson, as their president of basketball operations. That's worth taking your hands off the wheel right there. Magic Johnson, for those of you who may not remember his playing days, I only remember very little of it, but he was a fantastic player. Amazing. Maybe the best of all time. And I know everybody's going to give me crap for that. But you're talking about a guy who could play every position. Literally every position. He won an NBA Finals in his rookie year playing center in the finals. It's pretty significant. I don't know many people that can play point guard and center in the NBA. It's kind of gnarly. But yeah. Anyway, so now he's this majorly successful businessman, and he's running the basketball operations for the Lakers. So that's fantastic. They're going to be good in a few years. It's going to take some time. It's not going to be next year. They're not going to be competing for a championship anytime soon. But this is where it starts. That downward trajectory on that chart that's just plummeting at this point. It looks like a cliffside. Is going to start to level out now, and will start to move up here shortly. So they'll be good. But took a lot of self-awareness for Jeannie Buss to essentially, she didn't fire her brother because he's still an owner, but to tell him, hey, you can't do this anymore. We're not getting better. And it took a lot of, her really being a smart person and going, you know what, I'm failing. This isn't working. I need to do something different. And so she brought in somebody who's had success in every facet of his life since basketball. I mean, even in basketball, he won 5 championships. Then after that, he started being a businessman. He's worth billions of dollars now. And she's like, I need help. And he's like, I know basketball and I know business. Throw me in there. And it's like, great. That's great. That was a great move. And am I saying that he's going to be the best, GM / president of operations of all time? No. But to me, that's Jerry West. He's shown it everywhere he's gone. He built all those championship Laker teams. He's the one that got Shaq and Kobe. He's the one who said, hey, you need to draft Kobe, when everybody was like, this is a high school kid. And he's like, yeah, I know. You need to draft him. He's fantastic. And he's also the one that's helping out the Golden State Warriors right now, and why they're so successful. Because he knows talent. He knows basketball talent. He's like, yeah, that kid Steph Curry, you should draft him because he's the best shooter I've ever seen. And everybody's like, what? You mean that scrawny little kid out of some school that nobody's ever really heard of? And he's like, yeah, you should get that guy. And then they're like, oh, we have a chance to get Kevin Love, but they want Klay Thompson. And he's like, don't do that. Don't do that. And they're like, why not? It's Kevin Love. And he's like, yeah, this is Klay Thompson. If it weren't for Steph Curry, everybody would be talking about Klay Thompson as the best shooter of all time. I'm telling you, he's good. So, yeah, Jerry West knows his stuff. You know, hopefully Magic can give him a phone call and be like, hey, so, you want to have lunch sometime? To what the Buss family just had to do. It kind of made me think of what a lot of us do in life. And we have to, as people, we're very stubborn. Even if we don't admit it or don't know it, a lot of us are very stubborn. We have to do things our way. It has to be done our way, and we have to make it happen, and it has to work. And if it doesn't work, we get upset and blame other people for it not working out. We blame other people for our failures, rather than really analyzing the situation and going, you know what? Yeah, I could have done this a lot better. Or you know what? I didn't know what I was doing. I need education. I need to do something different. And for her to be like, you know what? This isn't working. Like, I'm not, me as president of operations and my brother as executive vice president, we're failing. We need to do something different. And for her to say, you know what? I'm stepping back. I'm giving this job to you. I'm taking my brother out of his spot, and I'm going to get rid of our general manager and let you decide who should do that. For her to do that is very much like her father, Dr. Jerry Buss, and why he was so successful. Because he was like, look, I love basketball. I'm not going to be the person that's going to tell you everything about it, though. He's like, I'm a businessman. I know how to run a business. And he's like, and in order to run a successful business, I need the people that are the most knowledgeable in that field. So he's the one that went out and hired the best coaches, hired the best GM. I hired all these people, and he was like, look, help me build this team. And he wasn't the one that went out and said, you know, oh, we need to get this player. He was the one that rode off on it and was like, yeah, if that's what you guys think will help our team, then okay, let's do it. We have to be able to admit when things aren't working, when things are failing, and analyze the situation and figure out how to get better. I'm working on that myself. I think there's a lot of people that are constantly working on that. It's not one of those goals that you set like, oh, this year I'm gonna, buy a new car, and then you achieve it and you're like, sweet, I did it. It's not like that. It's a constant working to get better. Even if you feel like you're the most successful you could ever be, or you're, in a spot where you're comfortable, you can do better. There's so many different places that you can improve on. Our mentality is more important than our physicality. We see everything that's on the outside. We see all these people that are, in really good shape. But it's more important to be fit mentally than it is to be fit physically. Way more important. Coffee. There's a lot of ways to improve yourself too. A lot of people think that you have to pay this psychologist a bunch of money, or psychiatrist, sorry, I'm not that smart. So you have to pay somebody a bunch of money to listen to all your problems, and then they're just gonna magically help you figure it out. It's the same thing with rehab. Rehab's not going to work unless you want to get better, unless you want to change. You have to really want it, though. That's why a lot of people don't understand why, oh, he's been to rehab 4 times. I don't understand why he can't, It's like, look, if you really wanted to stop doing drugs or stop drinking or stop smoking, you would stop. You would just stop. You wouldn't really need that much outer influence. Once you make that change inside, it's done. It's already done. Once you really decide, you're like, look, I'm done. I'm not smoking anymore. And you really want it, though. You really have to want it. I'm working on it right now. I'm starting my own business, and it's doing something that I actually enjoy, which is writing, making videos, being interactive with people. I love people. I love meeting people. I love friendships. I have a lot of people that I consider dear friends. Do I talk to them every day? No. I got kids and a family. Like, that changes everything. But there's no love lost there. It's still very much, I care very much about those people. And I think that if we all would kind of take a step back and take those chances on us and really dig into it and make that change up here, that it's possible. That's where it starts. You have to stop telling yourself that it's impossible. There are people doing insane things right now in the world. They're making cars that drive by themselves. Yeah. Pretty soon, when you're out there requesting an Uber drive or an Uber ride, that car is going to come pick you up, and there's not going to be anyone in it. It's just going to be the car, and it'll pick you up, take you wherever you go, drop you off, you're good. It's kind of wild, but that's the facts. Separately on building those. It's crazy what is happening in the world right now. And everybody's scared. Everybody's afraid of, what's going to happen. What's going to happen to all the people that need jobs. It takes hard work. If you ever want anything, even in a free country, if you want anything, it takes hard work. It takes really hard work. You have to go, you know what? I need to get to this. How do I get there? Work hard. Start following Gary Vee on Twitter. He's awesome. Awesome dude. I wouldn't call him just a motivational guy. He is very inspirational. There's a difference. There is a difference. Motivation is just like, makes you feel good, and then you go back to doing whatever the hell you were doing. Inspiration is like, I have to do something like that. Like, inspiration is pulling you towards something, and that's what I would say he does. But he goes on these rants, and they're so on point. It's like, yeah, you gotta work hard. And I remember he was talking about his video from one of his like speaking engagements, where he was talking about how he hates it when people say they don't have time for something. And he's like I'll follow people on Twitter that say they don't have time, and then I'll just wait and I'll watch them, and then the next thing you know, they post something on like, oh, did you see LeBron? And he's like, oh, you don't have time yet, you have time for LeBron though. You have time to see that. And that's what it's all about, It's about making time. That's all it is. Make the time. I think of it this way. I'm trying to start my own thing, business-wise. There's links below on everything that I'm doing, how I'm getting started, who I'm learning from, everything. It's all there. You can check it out. I encourage you to check out my website. I'm going to be posting just articles that I write that I feel can help people. That's what it's all about. I'm just trying to help people out. That's it. I'll promote things that I'm finding that are very useful, whether it's somebody's course, somebody's book, somebody, you know, somebody's product that is just awesome and it's life-changing, I'll promote that stuff. That'll be on there. That'll be on this. That'll be on my webpage. Subscribe to my channel. It's about making time. I'm making time right now. I said, I don't really have a lot of time to make videos. How can I do it? Boom! Camera in the car on the way to work. Done. I'm working 2 jobs and I'm trying to build a business. Make time, people. Make time. You can do it. Got 2 babies at home. If I didn't have a wife, though, I'd be in a lot of trouble. I wouldn't have time at all. Oh my God, she's awesome. Marriage, highly recommended. It's good. It's good. Get yourself a sweet lady that likes you for you and all your craziness and weirdness. Makes good food, takes care of your kids, takes care of you. She's awesome. There are good women and men out there for everybody that's thinking that there aren't. Change that mentality. They're out there. All these terrible things you hear about people in the news and online, and that's like the 2% of the worst of us, the absolute worst. You can't just say that all of a sudden all people are crazy. No, they're not. They're not. Most of us are pretty good. We're good people. Don't blame everyone for something that one person did. You know, you can't do that. That's just foolish. So, let's start the change, people. Let's get it moving. Let's make everything better for not just ourselves, but for everyone. And it starts inside. I'll see you next time. Peace!